Hi, I'm Phil Cooke, and I'm incredibly excited about Unique, the ultimate planner for creative professionals. And I wanted to take just a minute to show you how it works. If you're familiar with a planner, you understand how to focus your day on being as productive and creative as you possibly can. You know, when I was looking for planners, I found two extremes. On the one hand, there were planners that were just blank pages. And that's okay for people that want to sketch or draw, that's fine. Or people that are a little OCD as far as I'm concerned, and they want to take the time to get the ruler out and create the to-do list, create the lines, draw the, I don't have time for that. I have creative projects I want to do. On the other hand, there are journals and planners that have way too much information. The templates are way too complicated. I mean, they're asking you questions like every day, what was your magical moment today? What's your daily affirmation? I don't have time for that stuff. I want to create stuff that's going to impact the world. So I couldn't find the planner that was perfect for a creative professional, so we created it. And we came up with Unique, the ultimate planner for creative professionals. First of all, when you open the planner in the front, there are major year goals. Now, this is just one page to list maybe 8 or 10 things you want to accomplish. Now, it's important to know the planner works for 6 months. It's got 6 months of days that you can fill out. So think in terms of half a year. What over the next 6 months do I really want to accomplish? You can put it there, and it's in the front of the book. So it'll constantly remind you of what the big picture is, what your target. Then on the right side, the facing page, it has habits to develop. These are things that I want to grow this year. I want to get more involved in things. I want to mature in things. I want to get more educated in things. Whatever habit it is you want to develop, you can list it there. And again, you keep it focused. Then we have 2 pages of what I call big goals. And these are 6 options for you to write really big things you want to accomplish over the next 6 months, along with space for the next steps. You know, we're never going to get anywhere toward accomplishing our dreams until we outline next steps. And we actually have a physical thing to do, something to do, some task that will help us get there. So I give you 2 pages of big goals along with next steps under each one. And that's it. That's all that you have as far as the huge amount of stuff to fill out. Then we get to our daily schedule. Now, here's what's important about the daily schedule. First of all, you'll see the date, and you can fill in the date yourself. Keep in mind that this is something that will help you stay up to date. If the date was pre-printed, you may go on vacation for a week. You may forget it for a few days. You've blown page after page after page, and a lot of planners are that way. This allows you to fill in the date so you can start it whenever you want. You can catch up. You can skip a week if you need to. That's up to you. And the important thing I put in there is 3 priorities. One of the things that I'm famous for is being an early adopter. You know, I want to have the first iPhone. I want to have the first new computer. I want to have the first laptop, mobile device, whatever. And one of the things I'm most excited about are productivity apps. You know, I've got a folder on my laptop that's just about every productivity app ever made. I've been through Wunderlist. I've been through Trello. I've been through Asana. I've been through Things. I've been through Todoist and many, many more. But here's the thing I figured out about to-do digital apps. They're too easy. They're just too easy. Things is the app I settled on personally. With a click of a single key, I can pretty much create a to-do out of anything, out of an email, out of a passage from a website, out of a document, which means it didn't take long for me to get about 100 to-dos on my list, which means it's overwhelming. And you know what? I just start ignoring it. Start ignoring it. So here's what I do. I keep my apps. I keep my to-do apps because I want to use that as a dumping ground. I want to use that as a place where, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a creative person, you have ideas just coming out of you all the time. I want to dump them on the app. Then every day I want to sit down and pick the 3 things I really need to accomplish that day. The 3 priorities. That way I'm not overwhelmed. I see easily what it is and I put it in my priority list. Then I created a second list for personal items. Here's the thing about creative people. One thing I discovered a long time ago is we get so wrapped up in our projects that we often forget what really matters in our life. And I wanted to create a planner that would help remind you that your personal life is important. Then I have an interesting list called Key Calendar Events. The Key Calendar list is important because we all use shared calendars. Our team at Cooke Pictures, we use Google Calendars. Laura, Dan, Kathleen, and myself, we all want to see each other's calendar. We want to be updated to know what everybody's doing. So we use shared calendars and we use Google. Maybe you use Google or other shared calendar apps. So you don't need pages and pages and pages of full-on calendars in your planner, but you do need a list of key things that you have to do today. Key meetings, key events, key places to go, travel notes, whatever you want to put in there that's going to remind you of what's most important today. But if you burn through those 3 priorities, I've got a place where you can list other tasks. And as you know, if you're a creative person, other things pop up. That client review happens. You suddenly get notes from a client about a project, or you get notes from the producer or graphic designer or something else. You need to take care of it. So there's a place for you to add those last minute tasks that come up during the day. Then on the right side of the page, it is wide open. Wide open. None of these stupid things to fill out like daily affirmations and things like that. It's strictly your creativity. It's a dot grid, which means you can draw, you can sketch, you can put in all kinds of plans for whatever you want to do, create lists. I've even put sticky notes in mine from time to time. You can see them there. This is important to give you freedom. Also, at the bottom of that page are quotes. A lot of quotes from me, a lot of quotes from other creative thinkers, things that will just remind you of what's important and keep you on track. Now, at the very end of the planner, there's an index. I think an index is important because if you have a brilliant idea on page 97, you can go to the index, mark what that idea is, so you always can go back and find the most productive and best ideas you've had during that 6-month period. So that's it. That's it. Here's the deal. It's got enough template in there that you can go in and list the things you need that will remind you. You know what? Every creative person needs a certain amount of structure to their day. However, we don't want to be overwhelmed. I don't care what you ate over the weekend. I don't care how you decided to relax. I don't care what television programs you watched or what books you read. That's your business. I want you just to have the information you need to keep your day on track and create a ritual around your creativity. Then the other page, let your imagination roam. Come up with your ideas. Come up with your notes. Come up with your sketches. Tape other stuff in there if you need to. Whatever, this notebook will help your creativity, I think, really explode. It's really designed for a creative professional. You may be a designer, a writer, a filmmaker, a video producer, a musician, whatever you do, or you may be a leader in some other capacity, but you consider yourself a creative person. Truth is, all of us are born creative. The question is, are we going to use it or not? This is unique. We call it the ultimate planner for creative professionals. You know, the last thing a creative person needs is limits. That's why in the very introduction I put, creativity can't be forced. It can only be unleashed. Order your copy today because I think this will definitely unleash your creative life.